Okay, so what the heck is Michelle doing today? Well, I did do a live stream on National Coloring Book Day, and I don't know if I'm going to color today, so I thought I would do this as a flip-through live stream. I don't know if it'll be any interest to anyone, but since I was using the live stream software anyway, I thought, why not? Let's just go ahead and do this. My Logitech software is still, I'm still SOL with that. So since I was using this anyway, I thought I would make it as a live chat. So what am I doing today? I'm not covering this book. I don't know how that book wound up in there. So what am I doing today? I am doing a Flip Through Friday. We are going to continue with Creative Haven. And today I went with a specific category of color by numbers. So let's see. Before we get started, hi, Kelly. Can everyone hear me okay? If the audio or anything's off, please let me know. I will do what I can to try to fix it. Hi and hello. So, okay. Why am I doing a live stream? I'm using the live stream software anyway. Might as well just do a regular live stream. We're going to do flip throughs of these books. And then, I don't know, I might end it then. We might grab one of the books and start coloring in it. I have to take the cats to a vet appointment here in 3 hours, so I would say this will probably be an hour and a half or so. We'll see what we get up to, and we'll see how things go. So this is Creative Haven Month. We're doing as a color along, a whole bunch of us. I actually do not have the entire list, which is I apologize for that. I really need to figure out who all's doing it. I know Grace's Coloring Corner's doing it. And I'm not sure past that point. So I have not done any actual coloring in any Creative Haven books this month for the color along. So far, we've just been doing flip throughs. I have not been feeling my best the last week or two, and which that's, if you've watched any of my coloring chats, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a huge surprise, but it's been particularly rough the last week for some reason. So we'll see. We'll see what we get into. And hi, like I said, this is very impromptu. If a lot of people don't show up, that's not a huge deal. I didn't really announce this in advance. So if you've seen my previous flip through earlier in the week, the Creative Haven books, if you're not familiar with them, are a series of coloring books that are published by Dover Publishing. And they're all different artists. Hi, Beth Ann. And like I said before, hi, Kelly. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. Hope everyone is doing well. And yes, it is indeed Friday, and I am ready for the weekend. But let's see. And I'm drinking coffee while we're doing this. So, but these are done by Dover Publishing. Great, Beth. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know. I've been having so many issues with my microphone. Like, that was really bothering me. So that's awesome. Thanks, guys. So, Creative Haven, like I said, these are all published by Dover, but they're all different types of artists. And the thing I like most about the Creative Haven books is they're pretty much all the same format with just a few differences. And so you know what you're getting when you order an actual Creative Haven book. Now, today we are going to look at their color by number books. I'm pretty excited because one of the coloring book artists in here has another color by number book coming out in August. And not August, excuse me. That's not right. I was hoping it'd be August. It's October. We'll talk about that one when we get there. And that way I can go ahead and give you guys a heads up that that's coming down the pike. If you like color by number, and hopefully somewhere you do. These, I like the variety of artists that they use. All these vary from fairly simple books to more complex color by numbers. So while color by number seems, for a lot of people, it's not really their jam, it may seem too simple, there's actually some pretty complex color by number books that Creative Haven has. So we are going to start off with my favorite so far. Now, I'm just going to do this at the start, like I did. And I'm going to do in all my Creative Haven flip-throughs, because every book's, like I said, you know what you're going to get. Every book's the same. So let's just go ahead and talk about the size of the book, the type of paper, and so on. So when I measure like an average size coloring book, Creative Haven is generally the type of book I use to measure as an average size coloring book. So Hannah Lynn's one. Hi, Kim T. Welcome. We're just doing flip throughs right now. I don't know. I just was in the mood for a live stream, which is unusual. So we're just rolling with this, and then we'll see how I feel when we get through all these books. But Hannah Lynn's one that I know a lot of people are familiar with as well. So I thought that would be a good one to show along with this. I cannot zoom on live stream software, which is a bummer. As you can see, it is pretty much the same height. Here, let me do it this way. The Hannah Lynn books are a little bit wider and a little bit higher, but at this point, I basically just consider it the same size books. So with the Creative Haven books, they are just an average coloring book size. At least the ones that I've purchased. Dover does publish some under some other brands that are smaller books, but for Creative Haven, they are. Thank you so much, Kim. I know I'm completely random. Here I was last week saying I was going to do a National Coloring Book Day color along live stream, and I bailed on that. And then here we come with Friday, and I was like, well, I want to do a flip through, but I kind of want to do a live stream too. And because not a lot's been happening. And I figured live streams are fun for that, because you guys always get me on some subject that we didn't even start off. We were going nowhere near when we started this conversation. I am working on some coffee as we're doing this. So Creative Haven books on the front, sometimes they have the artist names down here, sometimes they don't. You have your cover, your Creative Haven logo here at the top. Yeah, Kim, things happen is pretty much the slogan for my life. So on their spines, if I can do this. Oh, thank you. Yes, I love my new floor too. Anytime I'm really feeling stressed out about the house, I go in there and I kind of sit, and I might pet the floor a little bit and go soon. Meaning the rest of the house hopefully will have it too. At one point, one of these days. We've still got to run some new ductwork underneath. I think that's pretty much all we have left. Then we can finally start putting down the new floor, and I am super excited about that. That will be a project for next year, though, because the utility room costs more than we were certainly expecting to spend this year. So I'll just have to wait a little bit longer, fingers crossed. Pet the floor. Yes, I pet the floor. I tell it is a pretty, pretty floor. I yell at the cats if they step on it. No, not really. It's I think it's like a vinyl laminate, which was what I really wanted with the cats. They're so like just cat fur, and if they're chasing each other or racing around the house, I want something that could withstand claws and stuff. And while regular hardwood's pretty, I just knew it wouldn't hold up well to the herd of cats that I currently have. So with this, the Creative Haven books on the spines, as you can see, they usually list the artist name. They'll show the Creative Haven coloring book logo here, the title of the book, and then like if it's color by number or something, and then of course the Dover logo there. This seems like really small, but I like the fact that they do this, because a lot of the coloring books I get don't have anything on the spine. white carpet. Oh my gosh. If it was just me in the house, I wouldn't trust myself enough to lay down white carpet. Like I would be one of those people that would have those plastic runners, or like you get and I don't want to just say just elderly people, but sometimes it is like you get a grandmother or something that puts all the plastic over the furniture, and then they put those carpet runners over the brand new carpet so you don't actually step on the carpet. Like that is what I would do if I had white carpet. It would just have like plastic sheeting over the top of it, because I would be the ones, even if it were just me, I would not trust myself with white carpet. So yes, that is a very that was a adventurous decision, I'm sure. Yeah, Kim, I really like the easy upkeep of it. It's like I said, we're pretty much going to roll with it through the house. I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to use, and that's what he went with. I wanted kind of a medium colored wood. Some of the rooms in this house don't have a lot of natural light, so I didn't want a really dark hardwood look. And he picked the perfect like medium oak kind of color, so I think that's what we're going to roll with. Hi, Grace. Welcome. It's the insurance man that ruined the carpet, not us kids. Oh, no. Oh, no. I bet she did cry. Oh, my gosh. I can't even imagine. I would imagine that would stain no matter how careful you were with it. We're going to get to flipping through here in a minute, folks. I promise. All right, so for anyone that joined, we are doing flip-throughs of Creative Haven books today. I'm specifically looking at the color by number books. We're rolling through just what basic Creative Haven books look like on this first one, so I don't have to repeat myself all the time. Oh, Grace, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, family can be a blessing, but they can also be a trial, for sure. I have another friend that's been having some issues with their family this week too, and oh no, comic books. My husband's a fan of graphic novels. He doesn't collect comic books like to that level. His collection's old vintage video games like NES games and stuff. But I can only imagine how many comic books that must be. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness grace. That sounds, I don't envy you that particular chore. So good luck with that. Hopefully, thousands. It's a shame as you go through it, you couldn't like write down and make like just a list of what he has. That would take a little more time, but that would save in the long run if he needed to go back through them. So anyway, here is the back of the Floral Design color by number book. The unique thing about the Creative Haven color by number books is that they actually have 45 images to color instead of the typical 30 to 31 that are in most of their other books. So while they're a little more expensive usually, like I think on the Creative Haven side, unless they're running a sale, they're probably about $10 as opposed to six or $7. You do get about like 15 more images with them. So I'm okay with that price point because of the extra images that I get. So as you can see though, comic book boxes to get them organized by title. Wow. Yeah, Kim, that would be me too. Like I am charging for this. At least buy me some dinner or something. Goodness. So as you guys can see, I said that these color by number books normally run about $10. This one is my prized possession, and it's probably why I love it a little more than the others, is because I found it at Ollie's for $1. And Oh, goodness. Hello. Coloroo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Coloroo. Hopefully. um, but yeah, this one's my prized possession. Like I said, I managed to get it for $1, and for a $10 book, that's a heck of a deal. So this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite books, I think, and you'll see because the amount I've colored in it. So yeah, on the back, it's just got the Creative Haven information here. It'll have the artist here, and then usually like a little blurb about the book, and then it'll show either some or all of an image colored on the back. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that sounds like a job, Grace. I don't envy you that. My husband had his game collection sorted once, had it like all written down and sorted. He had it saved on his laptop though, and of course his laptop went bust and he lost it. So we're gonna have to do that again, but not gonna happen anytime soon. So with the color by number books, instead of getting in your Creative Haven books, typically you get like what I like to call an inspiration page on the front cover and back color, which is just a flat out colored in image from the book. With the color by numbers, they actually show all the finished images in thumbnail form. You also get a legend of the different colors that you're using. You can see I've made a few notes over time. Like if I find one color in particular I like to use consistently, with a brand like the Amazon Basics light green fine point markers work really well here. I might use them across multiple images or something. So yeah, Grace, like I said, I hope he's taking you out to dinner or something. Goodness, that is, yeah, priority mail ain't cheap by any stretch. Yeah, I love my brother a lot, but we would have to come to some sort of agreement if he wanted me to do that. My brother's more organized than I am at this point. He's still got Legos, which my husband has Legos too, and he's been like going through all those and sorting them out. My dad is like the king list maker, and my brother has inherited that from him, and so he's more organized than I would. He'd be the one more apt to do it than I would. Oh, I bet you haven't. That's a thing. Comics, like, I mean, they're inexpensive and you can get them at a good price, and especially if you're wanting to collect them. But oh my gosh, just the sheer amount of issues. Whoo, goodness. Yeah, Kim, that's what I'm saying. I'd be like, all right, TJ, TJ's my brother. I'll be like, I'll help you with your collection, and then you're gonna help me with my collection, meaning my coloring collection. So it's gonna be new books or new supplies, your choice. Anyway, so you have your legend, you have your completed thumbnails here, so you can kind of look and see what it would look like when it's done. On the inside cover, you get your title page with the book name, the artist, Dover Publications information, and usually a smaller kind of thumbnail image of one of the images in the books. Then you get your copyright. Here, typically on your regular Creative Haven books, all this would be on one page and the images would immediately start, but that's not the case with this one. So you get copyright information, and then you get your little blurb. I'm not going to read through all this because we're almost 20 minutes in. I hadn't even cracked open this first book. So we're going to get rolling here. This coloring collection features 46 full-page floral designs for you to color. Each page is shown in full color on the inside covers. So you can use the legend, or you can make up your own palette if you want. So when I started, there are definitely some finished images in this book. This is my relaxation book. This is my go-to book when I just want to grab some budget-friendly markers and color. I don't want to have to think about color schemes or anything like that. I just want to color. And when I first started this book, I was picking random images, but then I went and just started with the first image and started working my way through. So oh, I bet it has. Oh no, Kim, not at all. I that's actually if I'm if I'm yelling at anybody, I'm yelling at myself because I'm like, come on, let's get going, Michelle. You can at least flip through these pages while you're talking. Come on. We all know I can't focus on more than one thing at once. So yeah, most of this I use shuttle art markers, Amazon Basics, and Sharpies for. So like I said, I'll just grab my little bag of random Sharpies and stuff, and a lot of times I'll sit in the living room, and that's what this will be what I color. I was bummed with this one because the blotter page I had behind this bled a little bit onto this, and I was going to buy a whole nother book just for this one page, and I was like, you know what, it's not enough. I'm just going to color it in, and we're just going to let it go, and let it be an exercise in my anxiety and need for everything to be perfect. So as with all Creative Haven books, and this is the case, color by number or whatever, they're all single-sided. Yeah, no. Especially if I'm telling anybody to shut up, then my husband would be in there laughing and falling out on his butt, because if anybody needs to be told to hush when they get to talking, that's me. Yep, they are. Like I said, I really just love this book. It's like I said, I tend to go to color by numbers when I just need something. I just want to color, but I don't really want to think about it. I don't want to think about this will be the next one that I do. And I don't know, we might start on this one today or something. But all Creative Haven books are single-sided pages like this, and they're perforated. So that's the case whether it's color by number or it's just a typical Creative Haven book. I don't know. I kind of want to do this one next too. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. So in this book, you get kind of a combination of mostly realistic looking flowers, and then you get some that are kind of drawn in a little cartoony, but for the most part, they're all like just basic looking flowers. I think it would have been nice on some of their color by numbers and some of their books, they will print here right on the inside edge here information about the picture. And I really kind of wish they had done that here. I wish they had listed what type of flowers these are. That would have been really nice. That's maybe minor complaint. Like if I just had everything I wanted, that would be it. But it's still a great book. I'm trying to think. I have quite a few of the, no, not quite a few. I have a few Jessica Mazurkiewicz books. I think the Animal Mosaics one I covered earlier in the week was also hers. So I like this one a lot too. I sit there and tell myself that this is supposed to be like my relaxing book where I don't think too hard. And then I'm all like, no, I have to do it cover to cover instead of just picking the pictures I want to color. My goal was to have this completed by the end of the year. But as you can see, that isn't, unless I just colored exclusively in this book, probably for the remainder of the year, that is not going to happen. So yeah, I'll have to come back and timestamp all these. I'll do that. I'll come back and timestamp like I do with any of my other flip throughs. So if you guys like later on think of a specific book and you don't want to have to sit here through the whole video waiting for me to get to it, then you'll have the timestamps. I know I do the flip throughs a little bit different. I just yes, I am. Hi, NYCA. There we go. Yeah, I know. I actually am live this time. This is not a tease. I figured since I was using the live stream software, might as well go ahead and make it live anyway, right? Like I said, these books are close to $10 a piece on the Dover site. I like to wait till they get they have some good sales like they've been having this month, where it's like 20% off or something like that. That's generally where I like to pick up their color by number books. But to me, they're still worth it because I love the type of paper that's in the Creative Haven books. You can see I've done a couple in the back here in just a minute. And like I said, you just get so many images to color in these. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate that. Yeah, this was where I was just randomly picking images in the book there when I first started coloring it. This book might have the most images I've colored in it now. I'm not sure. Baby Dragons is up there too. So that was the last image. And then, of course, you get your finished thumbnails for the rest of your items in the back. So that is Floral Design Color by Number. We have made it through one book, guys. It's all gravy from here on out. We got this. Hi, Mousy Deb. Welcome, welcome. We are doing color by number Creative Haven flip-throughs today for those of you that have just recently joined. I don't know if I'm going to color at the end of them. We'll kind of just see how things go along. I just was in the mood for a live stream. Didn't really have this planned, so we're just kind of rolling with it. This one I have not seen out there much. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. You're like, what happened? She just stopped like mid-sentence. I told you I can only focus on one thing at a time. Ooh, that should be interesting. Micah. Okay. Okay. Cool. I will remember that. Thank you. Only Halloween for the year. Oh my goodness. I do have a Halloween Spooktacular book I absolutely adore, and I really need to pull that thing out and just color in it. I don't know why I feel like I need to wait till October for it. This is one I don't see out very much. It is Wildlife Color by Number. It is by Diego Jourdan Pereira. I'm probably mispronouncing that. This has 45 images in this one. And here's the back cover here. So like with the other color by numbers, you get the finished thumbnail looks here. And then you get your legend as well on the side. This one's interesting because it's a pretty big legend and you get a lot of browns. That was the biggest problem I had. I've colored one image in here so far, and in trying to match all these different browns is a real challenge. Depending on what material you use, like depending on how many colored pencils you have and stuff. Fortunately, with my markers, I've been able to do this fairly well, but I need to write down what markers go with what color just to make it easier. So that's the challenge with this one's really just the number of browns. If you have whatever supplies you plan on using, I would suggest you have something with a whole lot of browns to choose from because you're going to need them. So this is, like I said, Wildlife Color by Number coloring book. Here is the little thumbnail image there. Now, see, these are actually listed as the types of animals, which is really nice. Like with the other coloring, color by number one, you get your copyright page and then your little blurb. This coloring collection features beautiful wildlife scenes and 46 full-page designs. I'm not counting these, so I'm not sure, but this says over 45. Okay, so 46. We'll just say 46. I have not looked at that, Grace. I really should. I didn't realize she had a Kickstarter PDF out there. I got her Mythical Maidens book, and that is the most recent thing I think I've gotten from Hannah Lynn. So Here is the first image. And like I was saying with the other book, this one actually has, sorry guys, this is going to go wonky because the autofocus. And it's not wanting to focus. Focus! Doesn't want to focus. Anyway, it lists the animal name right here. It's actually on the inside of the perforated part. So you can still detach it and the animal label will still be there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that, Grace. Did not know that. Taking that couple months break kind of set me behind on coloring news and new books and stuff coming out. I'm trying to catch it. Don't worry, I'm going to catch up. We all can see from my book collection, I'm going to catch up. Hi, Candy. Happy Friday to you too. Hi, Sam. So glad you could make it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and call out every name of these animals. So, because if I do that, we're going to be here for another hour just trying to get through this book. So, this one I would say is not as complex with the color by number. The line art is not super dark. It's actually more of a gray. So if, like a lighter line art isn't really your thing, you may not like this particular book. But these aren't super complex color by number images. Yeah, Grace. I agree there. We got the beavers. I think these are, if I had to rate like complexity, what the heck is wrong with me today? Complexity of color by number. I would put this one solidly like in the middle category. Like this one is a little more ambitious than some of the other images, but it's mostly just the buffaloes themselves. The rest of the image isn't too complex. So if you really enjoy wildlife, this is definitely a good one for you. No kidding, Michelle. I can't. Talking about coloring books and variety, I actually have a couple more coming tomorrow. I did not take advantage of the Creative Haven sale. My brain has not been making very, very good connections this week. And it was like I did that flip through earlier in the week with them having that 20% off sale. And I was all like, I'm going to go over there and order some books too. Didn't happen. Just completely forgot about it till about Thursday, of course. And then the sale was over and I was sad. I think if you subscribe to their, where to put it? They have a print catalog that they send. I'm not sure if it's monthly or bi-monthly. A lot of times it'll have a coupon code in it. I think it's like a 20% but it's a minimum order. If I could find it, like, of course, it's not right here where I could use it and talk about it and show. But if you subscribe, Dover does a catalog that they send out. It might just be quarterly. And it usually has like a 20% off coupon in it. But like I said, it's a minimum order. So this one I feel like has a lot of unique wildlife in it. I mean, you have your typicals like your hyenas and your bears and your cheetahs and such. But then you get some really unique ones. Like this is an impala. Not the car. not the car. Jaguar. Man, I kind of want to do that one. As you can see, I already have some labeled here. And as we can see, I have not gotten back to this book. I don't mind the lighter line art in this case, especially with the color by number. I don't mind it too much. I don't think I have any other books by him. I don't know if he's done any other books that are Creative Haven or not. I would have to go look at the Dover site to tell y'all for sure. Oh, goodness. This week, y'all. Yeah. Yep, you do good for a while, and then it creeps back on you. Because that hiatus I took, yeah, I did real well. Hey, look, possums. Possums get such a bad rap. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mousy Deb. Because it's a little bit lighter, I had a picture colored, and I bet I tore it out. Last year, I was bad about tearing out finished pages for my coloring books, and like I've tried to stop doing that. It's a snick. But I'm trying to remember. I don't think the numbers showed as much for that one. Oh, okay, the trash panda. Yeah, of course I had that one flagged. We might come back and do. Well, I want to kind of do a picture in this book, but we'd spend 20 minutes just trying to find all the browns I'd need. So we might save this one for a more official coloring chat where I have some time to actually pull the colors together. Yeah, Kim, that sounds like a great idea. Like I said, I think I'm going to do this. I'll probably color in this one this month, and it may be the trash panda. Let me get to the end of the book and I'll tell you for sure. Because that might be the one I do in here. I should set a goal for the month. I'm not doing so well since I haven't colored any pages and it's already the 9th. But maybe I need to set a goal of like at least coloring one page out of all of my color by number books or something that are Creative Haven. That might be a good goal to have. It's different. Like I said, I don't see this one shown very much. And it's definitely got a different look to it. Tasmanian Devil. I think I just saw recently that these are these endangered now? I think Tasmanian Devils are endangered now. They're actually a lot smaller than you would think. This one's one I had flagged, the tiger one, which is cool because he kind of blends into the greenery as well. I have no idea what I was saying before I started going off. This should surprise no one. This should surprise no one. And Wombat. I think this pretty much rounds it out. Yep. Here are the back images. Where'd it go? There it is. This is the one I colored that you didn't see. Apparently, I took that out of the book. Like I don't know why I did that so much last year. But no, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about buying coloring books. During my hiatus, I did a really good job and only bought like 1-2 books. And I think those were pre-orders, which I already had them in place. So I didn't really go looking for them. But what was I going to say? Anyway, once I started doing videos, of course, that all changed. And then I had to go and find all the books I've missed. And then I kept buying. Jade Summer just put out a Country Cats book this week. They know me. They know they're going to put cats on something and it's going to catch my attention. So, yes, I did order that one. Well, probably next week, maybe next Friday, I'll probably do a flip through Friday of non-Creative Haven books just to break things up a little bit. This is Country Scenes, color by number. George Toufexis, I think is his name. I think one of my other color by numbers is his. And he has a new one coming out in October. It says it'll be released October 16th, according to Amazon. It's called Glorious Gardens, color by number. So he's got another one coming back out with that. Yeah. Sorry, I completely lost it. Kim, you reminded me. Okay, so in the wildlife color by number, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the trash panda, the raccoon one in there this month. So if anybody wants to also color along, we're going to do that one. All right, Country Scenes color by number. Here's the back. Now, if you really like a challenge and you don't think color by number is really that much of a challenge, I encourage you to look up one of his color by number books. He does a great job at creating really complex color by number images that just look beautiful when they're finished. Well, it's weird. I don't know why the cover did that. There we go. You can see how often I've opened this. This will be the one, if I do have the goal of all the color by numbers, this one will be the challenge for me. You've got your legend, some of your finished images here. Got your title page. And this one's got a little more information in it. You got your copyright and your blurb here. This coloring collection features 46 expertly drawn full-page illustrations of country scenes for you to color. It shows an introduction. It talks about the artwork in this book is based on 25 colors along with black, white, and shade, which would be black or any darker color over a lighter color. You can certainly use more colors if you wish, but 25 will allow you to fully color the artwork presented here. Color 0 is called shade. Black or any dark color is used to darken the color above, below, or next to it by overlaying. So this gets a little more, like I said, it's a little more complex because you've got the shades. Sorry, I'm checking chat. I have to turn my head because my computer monitor's to the right, like over here. So if you hear me just randomly pause, that's why. It says, because of the level of detail in this book, it's best to use hard color pencils, allowing for a thinner line. So you could certainly use colored pencils in this. What I will probably use, because I'm stubborn and I don't want to use colored pencils, I'll probably use some color. I will probably use mixed media in this book. Sorry, it's going to go blurry again as I zoom in, but hopefully it'll clear out. Come on. You know you want to. Is being so stubborn. It does not want to cooperate. Anyway, can't really see him because it wants to make it blurry. But increase. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay, you can't really see them, but they're small. They're small numbers, and they are. It's just not wanting to focus. I hate that. I wish I could just manage the focus manually. All these little stones have little bitty numbers. All these flowers have little bitty numbers. Like this image is color by number on a whole nother level, in my opinion. These are, I will probably be using gel pens, fine liners, ultra fine point Sharpies to get a lot of this detail work done in, because like even some of the currents in the water are different colors. So these are extremely high level color by number books. So if you are intrigued by color by number and you want a bit of a challenge, I would suggest one of his books. And they're beautiful pictures. This is one of those things where I'll sit here and I'm like, oh, that's such a gorgeous picture. I want to color it. And then I get to looking at it and all the numbers and I'm like, oh no. That's a lot of numbers. This is probably going to be a book that I'm going to be dragging this out for, which probably would come in handy right here so you can actually see the numbers too. Yeah, there we go. That worked a little better. I definitely will be using my little magnifying glass friend here. Not my mini one. I don't know where my mini one went. Okay, Mousy. Deb. Yeah, we had UPS show up earlier today. No coloring books yet today. I think my latest set will get here probably Monday, is what I'm thinking. So there should be my goal. Let's say I'm going to this is the third color by number book. I have 6 color by number books. I need to color at least one in each one before the end of the month. I think that's a good challenge. It's one I think I'm going to try. Now, what page am I going to color in this book? I don't know yet. Because as soon as I look at one and I'm like, I really like that picture, we come across another one. Hi, Corbeth. Welcome. We are just kind of laid back today. We're doing some flip-throughs of Creative Haven color by number books. Just mostly because my microphones, my Logitech software still doesn't want to work. I did not want to do these flip-throughs and have to come back and do a voiceover. I figured since I was using the live stream software anyway, might as well make it a public live stream, and we can just kind of yap as we go through this. Not sure if you've noticed, but the line art in this one is also grayed out. It's more of a gray than a black. Kind of digging this one. Oh, there are the numbers. Well, that's bad when I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't even see the numbers for that. Man. I have a teeny tiny magnifying glass. I don't know where I put it. I've lost it and it makes me sad. I have this little teeny tiny magnifying glass I got in like a sewing kit. And it's super cute. I'm not... This one's for the major work, but that one's always been entertaining to me. Because, I mean, it's like that tall. It's very, very small. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I do apologize. Because I can't mess with the manual focus on this and it wants to just autofocus all the time. It is constantly trying to adjust itself. Oh, yeah, Ken, this one has light too. And it doesn't work because the battery's probably dead. Oh, no, there it goes. Actually, this one, what is wrong with the light on this thing? You can't really see it anyway. Hang on a second. No, that light's weak. I need more I guess the batteries on this one need to be done. But this one does have a light to it. Oh, UPS is your friend today. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're just your enabler. I'm not really quite sure what you want to call that. Yeah, I guess this needs some new batteries in this one. I actually haven't used my magnifying glass in a while. Which I haven't really been doing a lot of smaller color by number. That's generally what I need it for, is like smaller color by number details. Or just really fine areas that I'm going to have to get in with like a fine liner or a pencil or something. So I hope everybody's been having a good week. I do apologize for the lack of color and chats the last few weeks. The week I had the housework, the utility... Come on, Michelle. The utility room work done was a pretty stressful week, but I didn't think it bothered me that much. Well, Mousy, that is what I'm here for. I show everyone else what I have ended up buying just to encourage you to do the same. Well, like I said, I like showing some of the ones that I don't see a lot of people cover very much. And I don't see a lot of people talk about this one. I have seen a couple people color out of it on Instagram. But this one just really amazed me because of the detailed scenes. Like I said, a lot of times color by number, you don't really think about it much because you don't think it's much of a challenge, and this to me is like color by number with a challenge to it. The picture with the carriage wheel. Okay. I still haven't decided which one I want to do yet. Do we want to take bets if this will be the last one in the month I do? No, this one, the picture I pick, I'm going to probably work on a little bit at a time. This is going to be an image where I don't think I'm going to sit and finish it all in one sitting. I'm just going to do a little bit and then come back. I definitely have been drawn to the country scenes. I think I got a country life coloring book from Coloring Book Cafe I've been drawn to these kinds of scenes lately. You know, this one might be it. I'm sorry your Cali arts are dying, Grace. That's been my biggest thing on hiatus. I was worried about was my markers. I was really worried they would dry out. And so far, I haven't been having too many issues with them. Thank goodness. But if I have one that dies out, like a Cali art or something, usually I can find like the markers I have right now. I can cover with. I've got in a bad habit of wanting to buy backups for all my coloring stuff, which is fine for colored pencils because I mean, you know, those could sit for forever really, as long as they're not in sun or heat and do okay. But with markers, you know, I don't want my backup set drying out on me. I've not had them die out on me yet, and I got my Cali Arts last summer. But to be fair, I haven't been coloring with them like exclusively or really probably all that much. I might do one of these images in just Cali Arts. Not in this book. This is going to need some this is going to need some fine liner work to it. And let me catch up here. Mousy Deb, I'm kind of the same way. When I was counting my Creative Haven books, and I'm counting just the Dover Sparks books, all the Dover books I have. I think I have over 40 of them. And I love them, but I definitely don't color in them as much as you would think I would with the amount that I have. I just apparently like collecting them more than I like coloring in them. So I think on this one, it's probably going to be this one. I think it's going to be the one I color. Let me find my little weird cat flag things, which I don't know where they went. They disappeared on me. There they are. See, I'm going to put this on here and then promptly forget it, like I do with all my other ones. This will probably be the page that I do in here this month. Really, Grace? I do not have the Arteza Everblend markers yet. That is a set of markers that I have been eyeing and kind of thinking about, but I have so many other markers I need to use that for right now they're not on a priority list, but I've seen a lot of people using them and I've been curious about them. So this is Mandalas Color by Number. You may have seen me cover this during Mandala Mania month. This is by Shala Kerrigan. And it's got a sticky on the back for some reason. Not really sure why. The price point on them did make me hesitate, Grace. I was kind of the same way. I thought they were awful high for markers, and that's one of the reasons I've hesitated in purchasing them. I don't know if it's worth it to even get a small set or a couple different ones to try before I like invest in the bigger set. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on them. If they blend really well, that would probably be a good reason why their price point's that high, but I don't see a lot of people blending with them yet, so I'm not sure. All right. So we have our title page, our copyright page, our blurb. This coloring collection features 46 full-page mandala designs for you to color. Well, thanks for letting us know, Grace. I'll keep that in mind on them in the future. Like I said, I have plenty of markers right now. I don't need to buy any more. I need to use the ones I have. These are also really light line art. Let me look at something real quick. The floral designs I know was just a regular dark line art. I think all these other books have more of a gray line art. I don't know why the Floral Designs one is different. Mousy, I do not. You've given me another book to go look up. Thank you. See, you're returning in kind. I tell you about a book. You tell me about a book. These are a little hard to see because they're so light. Yep, now I'm going to have to look that one up after we get done with this one. After we get done with the live stream. It's probably going to end up being another book. Sigh. Now this one, if you like complex mandalas, this is a good choice. This is where you'll definitely have to bust out either really sharp colored pencils for like all these little small areas or some fine liners. And then, of course, this will come in handy. Turnabout fair play. Oh, no, not on eBay. It's bad enough I have to try to avoid Etsy. Like, I keep seeing the Disney books that are you can't buy like on Amazon and stuff, and they're like $20 and $30 Disney books, and I keep seeing them and kind of wanting them. I really wish it would focus a little better. This camera does not like these lines nor these numbers. Yeah. This sucker really, like I said, if you want something with some fine detail work, there's quite a few in here. I'm not big on the super fine detailed mandalas, but ones like this, I really like. This may actually be the one I color this month. I think I had that marked for Amazon Japan. Okay. Nika, I actually have it. I have Cats Around the World. Where is it? Come here. Hi, Oreo. Everybody say hi to Oreo. Where did it go? Dad, blame it. I had it. Now I'm trying to find it. If you're wondering why I sound... There we go. All right, Oreo. Yes, everybody sees you. Oh, come here. Not right now, buddy. Later. Yeah, here's Cats Around the World. I got this a while back from by Marty Noble, and I got it a while back. And have I colored in it? No. I actually just got the Creative Haven Cats one that Marty Noble put out as well, and I'll be covering that in another color chat. I did not see that one. Yeah, no, he doesn't care. Oreo don't care. Yeah, hello, Oreo's butt. Now he's sitting here next to my chair glaring at me. I know I shoo him off for a lot of videos, and you guys probably think the poor thing never gets any attention, but trust me, at least once a day he comes up here and lays down. And as long as he's laying around what I'm coloring, we're good. This is the one, Oreo. This is the one I did for Mandala Mania. Sorry, guys. He is dead set on, well, okay, stay there. If you stay there, you can stay. We can play this. It's gonna be a little harder to see. You needy little sucker. Come here. Oh. He does. He is like, that's enough of this book nonsense. It is flip-thru Friday Oreo style is what it is. Draw and color. I'll take a look at that one too, Kim. I'll probably after the live stream. I need to add some more books to my lists anyway, since I'm doing a pretty good job of going through and buying all of them. This is another one that I had marked that I liked. Oh my gosh, yeah. We've got a couple that'll do that. Like we talk to them, they'll start warbling for some reason, and we'll just kind of warble back at them for a while. I have no idea what they're saying. I have no idea what I'm telling them in cat, but they do carry on a conversation with me. At some point, they do stop. So, I mean, don't you come back up here. No. No. Oh my gosh, he is being a mess today. No, now. You poor attention-starved little wretch. I swear. They've all seen your butt. They've all complimented your pretty fuzzy butt. No. He is. He is. He's sitting right here. Actually, yeah, he senses I don't want him up here. The moment, if I was just coloring and I didn't care, he wouldn't come up here. That's odd. Normally, if I just toss him off once, he gets the hint and goes on. So, where are we at here? All right. Yeah, again, I apologize for the blurry numbers on this. The camera does not want to autofocus, I guess because it's such a lighter gray color. It's really frustrating. Yeah, Oliver's a mess. That's the way I am with other people's videos. Anytime their animals or their cats come in, I'm always excited. But then when I'm doing my videos and they show up, it's like, no, 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 no. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm sure other people end up feeling the same way about my cats. They have like their little special cameos and stuff. Morning routines are generally interesting. I get I'll get Ori up here. I'll get Sidonia up here. Leroy jumps up here some when he wants to play. Quixote gets up here sometimes. It just depends. Here lately, I've had to literally drag that cat inside at night when I close up. That I have a screened in front porch that I open up during the day that they can go out and see and do and kind of get outdoors a bit. And here lately, he loves warm. Like he loves sun. He loves heat. The hotter, the better. And the past week or two, I've had to pick him up and bring him inside because he refuses to come inside at night when they're all supposed to come in. So I guess this is his optimal weather. Like I said, these are pretty significantly sized books. Here's another image of the finished mandalas. Kim just living vicariously through everyone else and their fur babies. I got a couple you can have if you want them. I have extra. I have extra for people that don't have any. Hang on a minute. I've been just slowly, my camera's all wonky now. There we go. All right, this one is Butterflies Color by Number, is by Jan Sovak. I believe this is the only one I have of hers. You're good, thanks. Hey, I thought I'd ask. You know, you never know. They'd be kind of a pain in the butt to ship, though. I don't think they'd like that very much. So this one not only gives you, and this one's got a really, really good sized legend and palette. As you can see, there's like 42 colors, a lot of greens and a lot of browns in these. So I have not colored in this one yet. This one here, it has not only the completed images, but it also gives you the names of the butterflies, which is really cool. I have a feeling the floral design book was done earlier on before they have had a sort of a standard for their color by number books. So that's probably why it's a little different from some of these others. Oh, Kim, I'm sorry to hear that. Three cats, 2 dogs. Very bossy. Yeah. I would say out of the 11 I've got cats. I don't have any dogs. Leroy's probably the king now. Maggie's taken the second place, and he's not happy about that. And the rest of them kind of all fall in line behind all of those. But I'm pretty sure Leroy's the one in the alpha cat now. This coloring collection features 46 full-page illustrations of beautiful butterflies for you to color. Once again, this is a little darker gray than that Mandalas book was very light gray. This one you can see a little better. If I were to look at it in terms of complexity, this one reminds me a lot of the Wildlife color by number. The numbers are a good size. I don't even think I'd need the magnifying glass for this one. This also has the butterflies listed in the spine. So yeah, I think the floral design book was just probably published before they had a standard for these types of books. So yeah, Kim, I am really sorry to hear that. I was telling my husband this earlier this week. Hi, Color Me Jen, and welcome. Welcome. We were just doing some flip-throughs, just being kind of chill. It's really hard, Kim. I told my husband, his name's Brent. I told him either earlier this week or last week. I said, I realized that I started really struggling. I've had issues with the depression, anxiety, and everything for years and years. But I think I really started struggling last year when Felix started getting sick. So about March and April. And I told him, I said, I feel like after Felix passed away, I kind of became a different person, to be honest. It's been about a year and a month. I didn't want to say, but he had passed away early in July, and there was so much going on at the time. It kind of came and went, and I didn't try to think about it much. But I feel like it really, Cal passed last year too, and that was tough, and Leroy passed away. But Felix is the one that really just, when he started getting sick, I feel like that really impacted me and changed me as a person, honestly. I feel like I used to be a lot bouncier, a lot more joyful, and that's been a real struggle. It does. It really does. It's something I was talking about with my therapist last week, and she said she wants to do some exercises, maybe just to work through kind of like trauma and stuff like that, to see if that may help. So yeah, Mousy, I feel like it's different. Like with Felix, I knew for months and months that he was getting worse and worse, and in some ways him passing away was easier to process than Cal, because Kal-El, he was, I don't know, 12 or 13, and one weekend he just seemed like he was having trouble breathing, and when I took him in on Monday, we just assumed it was like an upper respiratory infection. It turns out he had a tumor that had been growing, and none of us had caught it, and there was nothing that could be done, and his was so sudden and unexpected. And in some ways that hurt me more, because I felt like I should have noticed. And animals are really good at hiding illness, so Yeah. Yep. Kim, that was Cal had a tumor. It started up, and it was he was a big cat, so it was hard to tell that it was there. We just assumed he was just still a big cat. Worries me for Bagheera because Bagheera is my 25 pounder. He's my big boy, and a lot of times now I'll look at him and I'll worry that something's going on, and it's hard to tell because he's a big cat anyway, and it be hard to notice. It was hard to notice on Cal until they actually checked him at the vet. So, yep. What kind of dog was he, Kim? Oh my gosh, that one almost has like a little face. You see that? It looks like a cat almost. That's cool. Sorry, I know this isn't like the most cheerful of subjects, but obviously this is something, as y'all all know, is very near and dear to my heart. So, and it's one of those things that I think I'm going to have to process a lot in the upcoming weeks. Lab and German short hair. Oh yeah. Okay. I have a feeling that's going to be something that's going to come to my mind a lot here in the upcoming weeks as I'm um, working through some of that. So, oh, anyway, uh, let's see what else. Yeah, just that's the thing. A lot's been going on, really. I have just felt drained and kind of like weirdly sick to my stomach. And yeah, this one has darker lines than some of the others. The George Toufexis books and that Mandala book had very light line art, and this one's a little darker. It's similar to the Wildlife color by number, I think. I'm not sure which one I'm going to color in here yet. I think we got one more book after this, and then we may just go ahead and call it because, yeah, I didn't really. This is what I was saying. I'm not sure what all we're doing because I didn't know how long this would take, and I should have known. So, yeah, this has not only butterflies but moths as well. Where's the one I saw that had the face? There we go. The Imperial moth. That was cool. I might do one of the moths. I have this ingrained hatred of all things that crawl and except for birds fly, and so like the creepy crawlies always get to me, and so anytime like a butterfly or something lands on me, I have to physically restrain myself from doing like the flailing and the screaming, not because I think they're going to hurt me, but just it's just subconsciously anything that lands on me like that, I want to flail and screech like a 9-year-old. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you got him at 9 weeks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he was a baby. I understand, Kim. I mean, a lot of times it's when I have to go through saying goodbye to one of the cats, I go through a lot of time where I'm like, it hurts so much and it doesn't. And sometimes I question why am I made this way? Why am I made with such a soft heart? And is it really worth it to put myself through this kind of pain? And the thing is, it is. It doesn't feel like it at the time when you're hurting, but when you think back to all the good times that you did have with the pet, or your fur baby, or what have you, it's worth it. It's just hard to see that when you're going through such a tough time. So All right, finally, we are going to look at cats color by number. Y'all should have known if there was going to be a cat's color by number that this fits all. This is my jam. Like, this just fits in all my checklists here. Color by number, cats, Creative Haven. This one just meets them all. This is also by George Toufexis, which I'm hopefully not butchering. And there is the back. All right. These are also labeled, which is really cool. Not a huge legend. You do have the shade, not color, but number here as well. But not a huge number of colors to go with. So that's good. Here's your title page. Another one I don't have, but should. Copyright information. This coloring collection features 46 expertly drawn full-page illustrations of cats for you to color. I won't go through all that. So I've only done the first one in this book. As you can see, this is an Abyssian. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing that. You can see the name right there. Kind of. My camera's trying. So there is the first page of this one done. This was one I think I was going to try to do cover to cover because it would be hard to pick and choose from this one. The line art in this one to me is not, I don't know if it's as dark as the Butterflies one. It might be. You get your finer, his books do have quite a bit of detail to them. So again, you know what you're getting with his books. And there are a fair amount of detail. I don't think it's as much in the Cats book as it is like the Country Scenes book. I have a feeling the new one that's coming out, the Glorious Gardens one he has, is probably going to be pretty detailed. They got that one going after a bird. Man, birds get such a bad birds and cats in these books, the scenes never seem like they're going to end well. Poor birds. But see, in the cats books, you see birds, but in bird books, do they have cats? I don't know. I don't think I have any specific bird books. That seems kind of unfair. I like this one with the little garden gnome. He looks angry, actually. He looks quite angry. So you do get a variety of portrait and landscape for your kitties here. I don't know why I keep on. I should just push the camera back and be done with it, but these get the real detail comes down into the cats, especially the ones with the like the tabby stripes and stuff. The numbers on these, I use a magnifying glass on some of them. It just really depends. Like right here, there's so many numbers and stuff running, I would probably use them. But on these bigger images, I don't think I'd need them. Or bigger numbers, I don't think I'd need them. Nowsy Deb, I have not figured out what to do with all those 10s yet. I think... Where's the one? I had, come here. Sometimes I'll put different stuff in them. Like this is a Crayola 10 I got that was for colored pencils. And in here I have my tan mitts, and I also have my Crayola brush tip markers here at the bottom. So sometimes for like the little sets that don't quite fit in a like a pencil case or something, these 10s will come in handy. But most of them I end up just tossing because I can't really find a use for them. And I hate that because my pack rat self really wants to reuse them for something. But I have enough stuff. A she shed. I have a corner of our front bedroom, which is really the master bedroom, but because we're still doing work in it, I haven't moved our bed and stuff back in here yet. I have my little coloring corner set up. My problem is my number of coloring books. Here I go doing it again. Here we go. There. Maybe that'll fix it. My number of coloring books and supplies is kind of outgrowing this corner now. So I just realized a picture fell on my wall. Sorry, I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait a minute. There's supposed to be another picture up there. Where did it go? It looks like it slid and fell during the night. It doesn't have any glass on it, thank goodness. So, well, that really threw me off for a minute there. No. That's a good idea, Kim. Especially stuff that's fragile that those little tins will. That cat reminds me of Maggie with that little bobtail. That is, yeah, it's a Japanese bobtail. Most of these are actual breeds of cats. I do not have any purebred cats that I know of, but it's fun to see some of the different personalities and different looks of some of these cats. I do see them in mine as well. This is a La Perm. Now the rocks here are pretty detailed. I mean, I guess if you wanted a cat category, mine would be in the jerk category. They're jerk cats, you know. I have a feeling that's a pretty big category of cats, so I kind of wanted a Maine Coon. But I usually wind up with the little strays that show up at the door. So I definitely don't necessarily need to go out and buy a purebred cat. I have plenty of my own that are just mongrels. Good gracious, I can't talk today. Oriental short hair. Persian. It's the Persian kitten. So it's not just set out like this breed. It looks like they've got a few extras thrown in here. So my first husband, his mother had Himalayan cats, which I'd never seen before. You talk about some fluffy cats. They look a lot like Persians, except usually they're white and they'll call them flame points or whatever, depending on what color, like the tips of their fur is. That sentence was not grammatically correct. The tips of their fur usually have a color to them, like a brown or sable or something like that, and so they'll call them like a flame point or something like that. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Boy, I don't know which one I'm gonna do in this one yet. That bushy tail, I love it. That reminds me of Annie right there. It's a Siberian. Kind of want to do this one. Yeah, we might be doing this one. I believe so, Sarah. I don't think you've... Well, it's been a long time since I've done a live stream, so that's part of it too, to be fair. I need to do these more often. I always enjoy them. When I actually start them up and I get done and I'm like, man, that was a lot of fun. I need to do live streams more often. And then 3 months later, hey, impromptu live stream. Thank you. Yes, I am doing pretty well. I'm doing better than I was doing yesterday, and in taking things a day at a time, that is good, indeed good news. So I hope you're doing well too. Oh goodness, that is not a oh shoot, what's this thing called? Not a golem. It's a Sphinx cat. Kind of cat that I think a lot of people with allergy issues or don't particularly like cat hair end up getting. This is just a spotted tabby, so you do just have some tabbies in here as well. Now this one's interesting. What did I do here? Oh, I know what I did. Okay. So you're sitting here and you're like, why are all these dots on here? My assumption was I was going to do this picture next, I believe. And what I was doing was the numbers were so small that I think I was just putting dots in here to signify that these are actually areas that are going to be black, which is number 1 in the legend. So yeah, that's me with the dots. I don't know. I've never done that to a picture. I hadn't done it before and I hadn't done it since. Not really sure why I did that. Because now I come back to it and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this picture? Oh, that might be the one I actually do then. Turkish Angora. My parents have a ragdoll. Hi, Loretta. Yeah, we're wrapping up here. I'm so glad you were able to join real quick. I'd say, yeah, we got another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll probably go ahead. I hate to. I'd love to move on to a coloring chat, but to be honest, I need to get up and get some lunch. And I should have known this flip-thru was going to take all this. I'm sorry to hear that, Loretta. Yeah, yesterday was like that for me. I got up and it was like I just instantly knew. A good day, an average day for me is where I can get up, I can come sit down in my little coloring office corner and work for the day and do coloring videos and actually be able to sit up and be on the computer and be not necessarily active, but at least not on the couch. And I know it's a bad day when I'm sitting here and like the coffee and nothing is helping. And yeah, yesterday was that day. Oh goodness. Yep. Well, yeah, that was me. I got up yesterday morning and sat here and I just said, I thought about doing a coloring chat and I was like, no, it's not going to happen. I even took the day off of work. My stomach didn't feel good. I got on the couch and I pretty much planted myself on the couch for the day, slept late. I've been doing that a lot this week, sleeping in. I think I'm having issues with sleeping. I think I'm not getting good enough quality sleep because I'll end up sleeping like 10, 12 hours, but I don't feel rested. I never feel rested. My appointment with my rheumatologist is next Wednesday. So y'all think good thoughts, cross your fingers, prayers, naked fire dances, whatever your flavor is. If you just want to throw some good thoughts my way there, I'd appreciate that because I would really like to be able to figure out something to where I'm feeling better overall. And it's just like right now, I'm just kind of surviving day to day. Let's see here. Which one do I want to do in this book? I think we're going to do the Silver Tabby. Where'd you go? Silver Tabby. There you are. Yeah, I changed my mind. We're going to do the Silver Tabby. Hey, some people, who knows, right? Like what you do in your backyard is your own business, right, Kim? I mean, now, granted, if you don't have a fenced-in backyard and you're doing naked fire dances, then, yeah, I guess then your neighbors, it is everybody's business. But I guess if you're fenced in or you're out in the middle of nowhere, or even if you have a fake fire going in the living room and you do it there, then, that's your business. So it's whatever your particular flavor is. Yep, guys, if you do not see it in the chat, Grace, that's 2 p.m. Eastern, right, Grace? Just to be sure. Because I'm in Central Time, so it's 1 o'clock here. So that means that Grace is about to start up, I believe, on Eastern time. So it's a good time to wrap up because it looks like, well, Mousy Deb, like I said, do one of the little fake fires, like the little construction paper flames and stuff. Put a fan underneath them in the middle of the room and like have the little flames moving. There you go. There's your fire. I mean, you can still do it in your air conditioned space. That would be me. I would be too lazy to be going out in the hot, humid weather and doing my fire dances out there. I'll just do my fire dance in the living room with my little fake fire. But y'all knew it's not an after dark stream, but when you get on the stream, at some point we're going to go in this direction. We're going to go somewhere in this direction. So yeah, I'm assuming that's Eastern time for Grace. Loretta, it's actually been fairly calm today. We've just been doing flip-throughs. It didn't really start going off the rails here till this last few minutes. You showed up at the perfect time. See, Kim, that's the thing. I live in the middle of scare the skunks. All right, cool. Yeah, that is 2 Eastern. Okay. Go do that, Grace. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, anybody, we're just kind of sitting here yapping now, but Grace is going to start up here in about 10 minutes with steampunk fashions. And it's actually Creative Haven, I believe, part of the Creative Haven month color along. So perfect segue from this video to that one. So, so yeah, be sure to check out Grace here in about 10 minutes. And let's see. Let me check back at the chat. Like I said, we're just sitting here kind of yapping now, guys. Basically, all this was a flip through of the color by number books. I'll probably come in later this afternoon or right after this is done and put in the timestamps like I normally do. So if you want to come back and look at a specific book, you can. We covered floral designs, country scenes, wildlife colored by number, mandalas colored by number, butterflies, and cats. I also mentioned that George Toufexis is putting out another color by number book, Glorious Gardens, which is coming out in October. I have pre-ordered that. As with any of my pre-orders, I will do a special just one flip through of that particular book when I get it. So sometimes they release the books early. The Million Unicorns book that I got, the Lulu Mayo book, was really weird because it looked like it wasn't supposed to be released at the end of July, and I got it like mid-July, and it was just really bizarre. So sometimes when you pre-order a book, you get it, I think, even before you expect it sometimes. So let's see. Let me check out the chat here. Oh my gosh, skunks. See, I live in a really rural location, but I live in city limits, and I don't have a fence. So yeah, my neighbors think I'm weird anyway. Look, I'm the lady with 11 cats. Me and Brent never have to leave the house because we work from home. So I'm sure everybody wonders what we're doing in order to be able to afford the house and all the cats and whatnot. And all they see is me going out and feeding the not my cats. So I'm just, yeah, I am the crazy cat lady too, Loretta. There's no telling what they say about me, my neighbors, which I was on the city council for a while, and some of them knew that. I still didn't. This is really sad. Even as a council member, it wasn't like I got in a whole lot. I got in some conversations with them about stuff, but not a lot. I know two or three of my neighbors really well. If you're selling drugs along, Mousy Deb, here in this town, that would not necessarily be too far off. It is a rural area. It is Tennessee. I live about an hour north of Nashville, close to the state line. So, oh yeah, I am definitely the crazy cat lady, for sure. I know a couple of my neighbors well enough that, and I'd recommend this to anybody that has neighbors, at least know one neighbor well enough that if something weird's going down at your house when you're not there, they'll tell you. So, Well, Loretta, one of these days, I guess I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to come up with a road trip on that one. I think you're in Eastern Tennessee, aren't you? Not Eastern, excuse me, Western Tennessee. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We are. I'm up here near Nashville, Eastern End. Okay. Cool. Oh wow. So you're over there near the mountains and stuff. But Millsboro. Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah, I mean, we're right here on the Kentucky state line. I drive 5 minutes north, and I hit the Kentucky state line, and a lot of times that's we go and shop there because their sales tax is lower than Tennessee's. So it's like I get the best from both states living where I live. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, so the whole selling drugs online thing, Nazi Deb. Speaking of random things happening in this town. I actually woke up last night. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm seeing blue lights flashing in my bedroom from like reflecting from the window. And I was like, what the heck is going on outside? So I look outside, and I live on one of the main roads in town, and they had this guy pulled over. It was a couple of police cars. And at the time, they were just talking to him from, like his window. And I mean, it might have been 30 yards from my house. I mean, it was pretty close. I could see what was going down. And at first, they were talking to him. They had him get out of the truck. And then I guess they were looking around. And I don't know. I don't know if he had drugs on him. I don't know if he was intoxicated or what. But at one point, he was sitting on the back tailgate of the truck, and then like I guess they were going to arrest him, and I think he just kind of fell to the ground and went boneless. Like he was resisting arrest, and I could hear them hollering at him, and I thought, oh my gosh, what is happening right here? That may not seem all that unusual, but like this town has 2,300 people. I've lived here 12 years now, I think. Yeah, I live about a mile from our police station. It's actually on the same road that I'm on. So you'd think I'd see this happen a little bit more often, but this is the first time I saw that happen. Hi, Oreo. Whatever. We're wrapping things up, so you're okay. You can sit here for a minute. He's gonna leave now. He's like, well, I'm not causing any trouble, so. But anyway, yeah, all that went down last night. I think they had to use a taser on the guy. I'm pretty sure. And then they ended up calling an ambulance. Don't knock off my microphone. Loretta, some days I would like to be that farther out. Even though it's a small town, we get a surprising amount of traffic on this road. In some ways, it's quieter than places I've been to way out in the country. And in other ways, it's so loud that I wish I was just like on this little piece of land with, yeah, there he goes. See, he's leaving. He's not in my way right now. So he doesn't want to be up here. Yeah, I see how it is. But anyway, okay, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up. 184 people dead in road traffic here on the weekends. Yeah. Even if you're on a dead end road out in the middle of nowhere, they seem to seek you out. It's like they know you want to be alone. And yeah, no. Oh, I get what you mean there. I have a feeling I do. But I don't want to cut into Grace this time since she's fixing to start up. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Bye, Kim. If you guys still want to do some chat, Grace's Coloring Corner is doing a Creative Haven color lawn, steampunk fashions. It was good to catch you too, Loretta. I'm so glad you were able to make it as well. You, Mousy Deb, Kim. Oh my gosh, there's so many of y'all. Grace, of course. Sarah, thank you so much for joining for the first time. Hopefully I'll do this more often in the future. Nika, I think I said that right. Color Me Jen, Sam, Shonda. I mean, I'm trying to go through the chat here and make sure I get everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but I I appreciate it. And yes, I've gotten a couple coloring books already on my list here on the chat that I'm gonna have to go add to my wish list, and I will look at that one as well, Loretta. But thanks you guys so much. I feel like this has been a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll do another one soon, and maybe that one will be actual coloring chat. So, oh no. You guys take care and have a lovely weekend. Hi, Debs. It's fine. We'll try to do another one here in the future. I promise. I'll try not to take so long for the next one. Bye, everyone. Be sure to check out Grace's stream starting up right now. I'll head over there after a brief restroom break. And I guess I'll see y'all over there. Have a lovely weekend. And of course, bye for now.